Which Naruto squad would make the best D&D party? There are like 5 other videos that should be working on right now, but this dumb little idea came to me and I thought about it probably too hard, but not near as hard as I could have. So I'm going to put minimal effort into this. And we're going to make a top 10 list. And I'm not even going to explain my criteria. Let's just get into it. All right, bottom of the list. Number 10, we got the OG Naruto squad, Team Kakashi. So this is like our level 1 party, and I really think that the whole Zabuza arc is actually great as like an intro D&D adventure example, but the party just ain't there. And let's see what we mean. So we've got Naruto, who's like a rogue thief. We've got Sasuke, who's kind of a rogue, but also like an arcane trickster kind of deal. We've got Kakashi, who is some kind of crazy wizard. I don't know. And then we got Sakura, who she shouldn't be here. It's almost not fair. She's level 0. She doesn't have a class yet. She shouldn't be playing. She doesn't know how to play the game. Uh, anyway, let's see what we got on our little stats wheel here. I got 6 stats. So I ranked them poor on stealth because Naruto is there. I ranked them mid on damage. Their control is poor. They don't bring a lot to the table there. Their utility is poor. Their whole dynamic. Now, this is going to be a weird one, but I think it's important for a D&D party. Yeah, their dynamic sucks. You've got this terrible excuse of a love triangle going on between the three of them. You've got Kakashi abusing his students and reading porn while he's trying to help them out. And the only reason they don't get TPK'd by Zabuza is because Kakashi is carrying them. But yeah, it's just not great. And then there at the end, I have sustain. This is kind of like our tanking and healing combined. You got to have some way to stay alive, and these guys just don't have it. It's a miracle that they survived, and it only gets better from here. And this is not the first. This is not the last time we're gonna see Boruto's dad on here. So don't worry, our main character will get some more rep. And he's going to get more rep right now with the Sasuke retrieval squad. So we got Naruto. He's either fully a sorcerer or he's like multi-classing rogue sorcerer at this point because he's learning his chakra, which in D&D is going to be a bunch of spell slots that he can just auto regenerate because of his patron. See, he's like a warlock too. It's a mess. It's a mess. Don't play Naruto D&D. Or do. I don't care. Have fun. Do you? Anyway, we've got Shikamaru, who I struggled with, but I think he would wind up being like a necromancer wizard. We got Choji, who's actually a pretty competent barbarian. You know, he's big and dumb, but when he's got to turn on serious mode, he does, and he does an okay job. We got Kiba, who is a druid with a pet animal companion that he will Circle of the Moon turn into a copy of and then fight. That's not bad. And then we've got Neji, who is a monk. Quite frankly, I forgot that Neji was a part of this arc. Anyway, we've got a 2 on stealth. It's mid. Naruto would normally bring us down to a 1, but Shikamaru who has actually gotten him to get a little more serious this time around. We got a 2 on damage, not so bad. We got a 2 on control, but we're a 1 on utility. Our dynamic should be better, but it's going to be bad. It's going to be a 1 because they immediately split the party 5 ways, and that's not good. And they all get beat up pretty hard, so I got to put sustain at a 1 as well. Yeah, this one's not doing great, but let's keep going. All right, in this spot, in spot number 8, I have Sasuke's little villain team. I could assess them if I felt like it, but I don't feel like it. They probably have a good little comp. They got they got a healer, they got a tank, they got some skinny guy who does rogue stuff, I bet. And then you got Sasuke, who's the worst party leader. I hate him so much. I could talk about these guys more if I didn't wind up skipping their chapters. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, and over here we've got Team Kurenai. I think we're starting to get into the respectable range now that Sasuke is behind us. Yeah, we've got Hinata. She could be a peace cleric. She could be the way of the healing hand. I forget what they call it. The monk that heals people. That would work for her and her Byakugan and all that she has going on. That's not bad. Shino. Shino is great. Shino is a ranger, a swarm keeper. So that's pretty cool. We've got Kiba is a druid. We covered that. And Kurenai is an illusion wizard. That's pretty neat. Now, our stealth is a 1 because we got Kiba and his puppy. Our damage is a 2. It's okay. Our control is a 3. We got high control. We got bugs and illusions everywhere. We got Hinata shutting people's jutsu down. Like, that's not bad at all. Our utility is poor. We're not doing a lot of other little tricks. I don't think we gotta get in there and distract him and fight a little bit. But I feel like distracting is the thing that we're best at. Our dynamic is not bad. It's a 2. It could be better. Shino is a bit of a brooding loner, not in a toxic way, just in like I wish you were a better player, a better part of the team, Shino. And our sustain is poor. These guys can all get beat up pretty hard pretty quickly. Let's keep going. Okay, this is an interesting one. This is what I'm going to call Team Boomer. We got Jiraiya, who's like a toad druid. We got Tsunade, who is a cleric. We got Orochimaru, who is a Yuan-Ti warlock. And then we got Hiruzen Sarutobi, our Hokage, and he's I don't know, man. He's got a lot of like rogue and fighter stuff going on. He can do a lot of things. Now these guys should be pretty high. They should be able to wipe the floor with everybody here, and you can see some of the stats there. The big one though is the dynamic is a 0. Yeah. We've got Orochimaru wanting to PvP everybody and break off and do his own villain campaign. We've got Jiraiya creeping on Tsunade all the time. This would be a D&D horror story. This party would be. I don't think this is going to be a good time at your table, even if they can mop up some boss monsters. So this is where they're at. Okay, and we got Naruto again. That's why the chart is this ugly shade of orange. Okay, so yeah, this is Team Yamato. This is Naruto Shippuden mode. So we've got Naruto. He's fully a moon sorcerer now. Like he doesn't do a lot of ninja stuff at this point. He's doing a lot of crazy big jutsus that we would identify in D&D as arcane magic. So we've got Sakura, who at this point is actually, she has a strong fighting style. She's a healer. So I'm actually going to say that she's a paladin with the Oath of Redemption, trying to redeem how terrible she was before. And we could have seen more of that, and we really didn't. We've got Sai. He's mostly a rogue, maybe a little bit of bard in there with the painting. But yeah, it'd go for more rogue that happens to have a paintbrush. And then we've got Yamato, who use the OP feat Hashirama cells. We've got poor stealth because Naruto is in this party. We've got 3 for damage because Naruto, and our control is a 1. We don't really have a lot of tricks there. Our utility is a 3 because Sai and Yamato just can do all kinds of weirdness. Our dynamic is a 2. We're learning to grow as a party, and I think that's okay. There's nothing bad here. I just want more good. And our sustain is a 3. This is a pretty solid, like tanky little party that can keep each other alive. So not bad for number 5. But I got 4 more that are better. And now we got Team Guy. Yeah, with Rock Lee. You know Rock Lee, the monk of the open hand. He's being trained by Guy, the monk of the open hand, and their buddy is Neji, the monk of the astral self. And then they've got Tenten, who okay, I actually like, you could make an excuse that Tenten would be a Kinsai monk, and then we got a party of Upsal monks. But I debated. I think that she's actually a ranger, just a hunter ranger, because rangers have a suite of spells that is basically I throw a thing or I shoot an arrow, and suddenly there's 10 more things or 10 more arrows, and that's very Tenten. Our stealth is a 2. We can be pretty sneaky. Our damage is a bit mid. It's going to be a 2. Uh, our control is a 3 because monks and grappling is both strong in the series and strong in D&D. Certainly the 2024 5th edition version. Our utility is a 1. We're mostly getting in there and getting the damage in and getting out. Our dynamic is a 2. There's a lot of nice friendship going on with Guy and Rockley, but also kind of like the teacher playing favorites, and Neji is just a jerk. And 1010 is there. Our sustain is a 2. Everybody can kind of fend for themselves except for 1010. Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Team Guy did pretty good here. Let's see what else we got. All right, we got the Sand siblings, Gara and his crew. You remember them? Yeah. All right, Gara is Warlock of the Genie, maybe. We've got Tamari, who is a fighter, probably an Eldritch Knight. Now, wind spells aren't very strong in D&D, but Tamari is very strong in the show, so we'll find some kind of middle ground there. And then we've got Puppet Guy. Was his name Conquero? I'm sticking with Puppet Guy. Puppet Guy is an artificer, a battlesmith. And then their leader is going to be, or their teacher is going to be Puppet Granny. I think her name was Chio. We're sticking with Puppet Granny. Puppet Granny and Puppet Guy are both artificers, battlesmiths, and that's pretty decent. Now we've got high stealth. This is the only ninja party in our fake D&D Naruto world that actually has high stealth as ninjas. We got a 2 in damage. We've got a 3 in control. Between all our sand and all our puppets and all the wind, we're getting some stuff done there. We got some decent utility with a 2, and then we've got very high dynamic. The siblings. Now, if this was like pre-Shippuden, that would be a lot worse because of Gaara's whole deal. But post-Shippuden, when he's Sand Kage, whatever they call that, yeah, pretty good. Our sustain is poor. Once they break through our sand, oops, we're gone. Yeah, you could make an excuse that the puppets are going to tank for us, but that is pretty easily broken through. And once they get to the actual casters, the actual artificers, we're in trouble. Still not bad. Very respectable number 3 spot. And number 2 is the spot I have reserved for Akatsuki, our villain team. That's better than the other villain team. Let's stop talking about them. Yeah. These guys could be off the charts. That's why I'm not really putting up their little diagram. The problem is that they are constantly splitting off into 2-person pairs. If any 4 of them actually got together, they would be right here. They would be at the number 2 spot. Yeah, so this is for Akatsuki. If they could actually figure out their schedules and get together for a consistent game night with 4 of them together, yeah, this would be great. Maybe they run a West Marches campaign. All right, and our number 1 spot is the only squad that has a cute little name for themselves, Inoshikacho. Yeah, maybe you saw this coming. This was what I thought would be a really good party, and then I tried coming up with things that were better, and then I created a system that I guess confirmed my own bias. Yeah, but Inoshikacho, the guy going on. We already got Shikamaru, Necromancer Wizard. We got Choji the Barbarian. We got Ino, who I don't know. Ino has some interesting stuff going on. She brings in some healing in Shippuden, kind of like Sakura does. Before that, she's kind of just an enchantment wizard, but maybe she's taking a little bit of cleric or something. So she can make sure she can do a little healing. And then we got Asuma Saratobi, who is like a dragon sorcerer. That's cool. Yeah, our stealth is mid, our damage is high, our control is high, our utility is mid, our dynamic is very high. These folks are very in sync and very friendly, and Asuma is one of the best like teachers senseis on the show. And our sustain could be better, but I'm keeping it at a 2. Yeah, so that's our best Naruto D&D party right there. Yeah, that's it. All right, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a good little time. Hope maybe you learned something about party dynamics. I mean, probably not. Probably not a lot of learning done in this video, but I hope it was neat and maybe it gave you an idea of a cool like Naruto inspired character you can play in D&D or your tabletop role playing game of choice. I'm going to move on to some more substantial projects with Simbaroom and Berserk, and you have a nat 20 day. Bye bye.